Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Stock Anime Robin. In this video, I'll be unboxing and reviewing the Soul of Chogokin GX104 GaoFighGar from the King of Braves GaoGaiGar Final. And this set is manufactured by Bandai Tamashii Nation. Before we open the set, let's quickly check out the details. We can see from the box and on the front cover, we see like the accurate picture of how the combined form of GaoFighGar will look like once it's assembled, and we have the picture of the Phantom Gao and the 3 Gao machine that would combine into this form. And on this side, we have a picture of the 4 of them performing the combination sequence. And on this side again is a picture of GaoFighGar again. And on the back we have a lot of information. We have the robot form of Phantom Gao, which is Gaofigh. And down here we have like the 3 bios or introduction info for the 3 Gao machines that helps Gaofigh to combine into GaoFighGar here. This is Phantom Gao III, Lena Gao II, and Drill Gao II. Here, this one seems to be telling us that we have like the face of GaoFighGar as the default one, and the one that seems to be saying like the effect part 1 for display purposes. And we have a hand effect parts that helps GaoFighGar figure here to put on the display of performing its one of its ultimate attack, Hell and Heaven. Here we have the Phantom Ring effect parts that again allows the GaoFighGar figure here to put on the display of it executing its Broken Phantom attack. Over here, a few pictures showing how the figures will look as they start their combinations. And this section here, it looks like this one is showing us the set includes like a display stand that can hold GaoFighGar mid-air. And this one is saying this set can work with the Soul of Chogokin GX69, the Goldian Mac, who can transform into Goldian Hammer, that can combine with GaoGaiGar, can also combine with GaoFighGar here to form this display. And this one is showing a unique form for this set. Looks like the all 3, the 4 component parts can also, rather than simply forming GaoFighGar here, they can also combine into this vehicle form here, which is like a somewhat unique feature for this set. And now let's get this box open. Looks like on the top here we have mostly the effect parts. Like these are undoubtedly like display stands that can work with the Stealth Gao III as well as GaoFighGar itself, and here's many interchangeable hand parts for the figure. And this is undoubtedly the helmet and the alternate face parts for GaoFighGar, and the alternate face for Gaofigh here. And the second layer, again, this is like the display stand for GaoFighGar, and these are like its wing pieces. So you can make it when it turns green. I should also show everyone, GaoFighGar uniquely has the feature of its fist can glow with the G-stone symbol. And this is obviously the effect part hand to portray that feature. Now, below here, we have Phantom Bow here. Linear Go down up there. Stealth Gao II here. And Drill Gao II here, as well as the engine parts that will form the arms of GaoFighGar. Now let's get them out of this box. The set also comes with an instruction manual, which covers a lot of details on what you can do with the set. And first it begins with, again, the details you could see from the back of the box, and which also talk about this section apparently talks a lot about like the work that is done to create the set. And here we have like a detailed pictures of every piece in the set, and the rest will just be the instruction on how you can transform each of the figures and to combine them together. Until finally we have GaoFighGar here, and then this how you can utilize the alternate or effect parts to make the figure looking better, and how you can put on the display over it executing attacks. And how you to set up the stand and to put GaoFighGar on it, and along with how it can work with the accessories from other Soul of Chogokin GaoGaiGar sets. Now let's start with Phantom Gao. Each of the figures are covered with these plastic sheets here. The presence of these in Tamashii Nation products usually indicates they're brand new when you open them. Here we have the Phantom Gao figure here. We have to set up Phantom Gao here. So see these claw-like parts. They have to be set in place by going. There. Okay, there we go. And then there are some wings beneath these black armor pieces here. You have to flip out the wings. And finally, the armor pieces up here. You have to blow them down. There we go. Although the arm parts is hard to kind of okay here. It's hard to see them on the side, but it's here. You have to clink them in place. So here we have Phantom Gao completed. There isn't much of any articulation for Phantom Gao here, but the cockpit you can open here. Here we have one of the 3 pair of display stands in the set, and so we can use one of them to put the Phantom Gao here on display. And here's one connector piece that can work with the stand and Phantom Gao here. We have a little opening below, so we just have to set it on like that. We transform Phantom Gao into its robot mode, Gaofigh. First, again, we put the wings back here, back toward underneath the armor. Now we put these to the side to become arms of Gaofigh. Claws will retract, will turn inward to the side of the arm. This part as well. And flip up the armor. This will become the shoulder armor of Gaofigh. So now we lower this whole section down. here we have the legs Gaofigh, and you put down this whole black armor piece, become like its waist back armor. There's apparently one more transformation you have to do for the legs here. So come back up here and you have to lift up the leg section. And here's the tricky part. First you have to twist them this way, and then turn them upwards and pull them in like that. Do the same thing here. So this way it's like the side joint was put in place. And you close this armor piece back on. And then you have to press hard to clink the upper body or torso in place to lock it onto the waist. Then for the feet, first I have to flip them up like that to reveal the feet inside the compartment here. And then snap it into place like this. Do the same thing on this side. Here we go. We are like 80% finished here, and now we have to work on its back. First, we lift up this back piece. And from here, we can lift up Gaofigh's head here, and then we have to turn it the other way. Actually, that was my mistake. You don't have to turn it. The whole part has to be turned like this. And here we have the head in place. And you can drop down the arm. One thing I didn't show everyone before is that this armor piece you just have to put down to become the back armor. Just a little more minor adjustment to the arms. And it's gonna be hard for the figure to stand on its own with these feet. You kind of have to pull up back these pieces, so it'll have to be like high heels to keep the figure standing. And here we have Gaofigh. This is probably not the best looking Gaofigh figure out there, because as you can kind of see, the arms and legs seem to be out of proportion, with the legs being a little too long, and again the figure won't be able to stand on its own without opening up the support piece here, but it has decent articulation. Let's check out. Let's see, the arms can pretty much move freely. And the head can look left and right easily, and even up and low down too. And the leg movement is a little difficult, especially if you're new to it. If you can accidentally undo the transformation steps that was done to put the side joint in place. And the hand has some articulation that the sound can move around like this, and the hand can open, although none of these fingers have its own articulation. And the feet can turn inward a little to help with stance. But generally, you can still put up like a fighting stance or combat pose. And it can turn up its claws for attack. And here we have the alternate face as well as the alternate hands that can be attached onto the Gaofigh figure here. So this is like basically a battle cry face. And now let's first try out the alternate fists. First, we just have to simply detach the default hands. And then we just put the alternate hands in place. So essentially, these hands are good to basically make it to have more proportional sized parts to work with a figure. So this is better for display purposes. And to put on the alternate face, you would have to first detach the head of Gaofigh here. Can be kind of tricky. There we go. Now you have to just snap open the frontal part of the head. Actually, you have to slide the face parts down, and then replace it with the alternate face here. There we go. And then we put the whole head back on to the body or the neck. There we go. And with this face, it's easier to put on some kind of battle stance or defensive pose. It's like a power up kind of expression. You can always try the other alternate hands. And this other one. And these hands come in pairs, so you can put them on and utilize the articulation of the figure to put on different kind of display pose you want GaoFigh to work with. Here again we have the display stand, and this is a different attachment part designed for the stand to hold GaoFigh here. So again, let's attach it on here. Now you have to slide GaoFigh onto it. Okay, there we go. So you can hold GaoFigh for display without having to worry that it might fall. Again, you can put on the battle claw to put on combat poses. With GaoFigh here, you just have to kind of adjust the arms a little. This covers the basic features of GaoFigh and Phantom Gao. Now let's move on to the Gao machines. Now we're back to the box set here. Now let me remove the cover here, and here we have Stealth Gao III. And then these are the engine parts that's gonna be attached onto the Stealth Gao III, as well as serving as the arms for GaoFighGar. Here we have the parts for setup Stealth Gao III. And these are the hands that's gonna be placed inside the engine, so they can become hands of GaoFighGar. And you will need a support tool that came in the set. It can help you remove these covers. And now you just have to place the hands into the engine. And then you just reclose the engines. Do the same to this engine. And then close it again. And now you have to slide these engine or arm parts down here onto these panels. Like that. And do it with these here. So. There we go. As you can see here, Stealth Gao III cannot stand on its own, so we're gonna have to use a second display stand from the set to hold it up. Here, this is the stand base, and here's the holder piece that can connect the stand with Stealth Gao III here. There we go. The Stealth Gao III on display stand. And while Stealth Gao III on its own cannot really do anything other than, as you see, be set up on display to look cool, it can, however, be put into a combiner mode with Gaofigh here to make Gaofigh look like he can fly with wings. In order to put them together, we have to utilize these two attachment parts for them. And first, let me get Gaofigh here off its stand, and then this part is going to be attached onto Gaofigh's back. You have to remove this red piece here. Then I'm gonna use this part as an attachment part. Okay, there we go. Everything's clicked in place. And so now, next, actually, no, this part we do have to keep it on Stealth Gao III, but let's remove it first, because if you just keep pulling them around, you might break the parts. So this stays on there, and let's see how you. This armor piece, you still have to flip it down, and then you attach Gaofigh to Stealth Gao III. So these attachment parts, and finally you're gonna put it on back on display by using this attachment part. Put it on here first. So here it has to get on the, has to attach on like this, and then can be a bit tricky. And there we go. Now we have like Gaofigh flying vertically with Stealth Gao III, and this is probably not the best looking display you can do in this set, but I guess it's kind of cool to put on a vertical flying form. And this is actually the first step in the combination of forming the all-3 Gao machine with Gaofigh in the vehicle mode. So for now, we'll keep it in this form, and let's move on to the next Gao machine, Learner Gao II. And here we're back to the set, and here we have Learner Gao II, and in here we have its detachable missile parts. There's one of the missiles, and I'll also get the rest out. Here we have Learner Gao II with 6 detachable missile parts. So in order to put them on, we'll first detach this engine piece, and then we slide the missiles on, very much like the way we did with the engine parts of Stealth Gao III. Okay, there we go. Now just put this back on. Here we have Learner Gao with all its missiles. But very much like Stealth Gao III, it cannot stand on its own very well. Now we just have to set it up with the third display stand and its own attachment part. So that's learner Gao II. Just like stealth Gao III, it doesn't really have any function on its own other than it can look cool to be set on display like this. So let's move to the last Go machine, drill Gao II. So last one, drill Gao II. This is the only one from the set that is not designed to be set on any of the display stand, and it has wheels like tank. You go on flat surface, you're not gonna get it to roll, and you can turn its drill like this, so it's cool to see how the drill turns with each segment. And it looks like I have one that doesn't turn very well, but considering you can't really do any drilling action, this feature is not exactly one you want to keep playing with for a long time anyway. And there's one other function for the drill Gao II here. Rather than simply becoming the legs of GaoFighGar, it can also form as a drill on weapon for Gaofigh. Now to combine them, to split them in two here. Open this up so you can slide it onto Gaofigh's arms. Now here's a little change you have to do. First, you have to open a panel down here, and you have to turn on this clamp, and then we close the panel. And now just also change the arms a little bit, and just slide them in place. And see this little slot on the arm here, that's where that clamp is gonna have to be set onto. There we go. Now just have to do it with the other one as well. Here we have with the drill Gao II combined with Gaofigh. Unfortunately, the weight of drill Gao II here makes the arms of Gaofigh completely inoperable in this display. So the only thing this combination can do is just again to set up like that to show like a weapons form display. But you can't do any pose with this combination. Now that we have covered all the individual features of Gaofigh and each of the Gao machines, now let's first put them together into the vehicle combined form like this. Now to start putting them together, Gaofigh's shoulder armor has to be low level down here. Then you have to lift up the arms so it's like putting him to look like a flying pose, and then we'll just kind of reset it up like the way we did for the combination with Stealth Gao III. Here we have Stealth Gao III combined with Gaofigh with his arms up. So the drill Gao II is gonna be connected to the arms pretty much like the way we just did before. And here are some attachment parts we still need to put them together. So first we're gonna put drill Gao together with this attachment piece. And then it's gonna be set on here. So now you just have to put it on the display stand with the connector parts. And now just slide Gaofigh's arm in place, just like the way we connect the drill Gao onto the arm earlier. Here, and do it the same on the other side. Now the last part is to connect learner Gao II here to the back of Stealth Gao III, and with this connector piece here. You might have to remove at least one missile so you have enough room to like manipulate it. Now, of course, you just have to put the missile back. Now, here we go, the combined vehicle form of this set. So unfortunately, this combined form doesn't have any feature you can really work with. It's purely for display purposes, and it can be kind of hard to work with because it has to be held by these two display stands, and without them, this form would just crumble. And technically, it does have a alternate form with the alternate wing parts here, but I think it actually looks cooler this way, so I will forego that display. And now let's recombine the Gao machines and Gaofigh here back to GaoFighGar. Now to start the combination into GaoFighGar, we should technically start first with Gaofigh's transformation, but for simplicity's sake, I just left the drill Gao split as they are, and you just have to open up the feed more. And here we already have the legs of GaoFighGar. And now let's begin transforming Gaofigh. Now let's begin final fusion. And the first part of the combination, we would have to change the chest piece here. And this is actually not a necessary part for the combination, because this is like simulating the effect from the anime series when GaoFighGar began final fusion. The chest piece of Gaofigh would glow and send out program rings, and by flipping that part, it's like his chest parts open and beginning to send out the program. So, and you can leave it like that, but it's not necessary. You can still just leave that so it looks like a strong muscle piece in the end. And then you can begin. And then we flip up the armor piece on the back and we loosen this piece in front. So now we just lift up the torso here so we can rotate this here. And we lift up the armor piece here. To set this part off so it become like the side armor around the waist. Now we just need to kind of slide the Gaofigh into the legs here. So next, we have to remove all the missiles from learner Gao II here so it can transform into the shoulders and the arms of GaoFighGar. After removing all the missiles, you have to remove the engine piece here. And now we begin splitting it. Oops. Well, technically we can leave it detached too, but it's best we don't. And this is gonna slide through Gaofigh to become the shoulders and arms of GaoFighGar. Now, we change the arms of Gaofigh here. And there are some hinges on the armor piece up here. I'm gonna use that to clink onto these opening here. There we go. Now these arms are locked in place. Then we're gonna slide learner goes through the opening here. And first we have to push in a little further, so and then it's gonna release like the two pieces around the waist here to make GaoFighGar look a little more muscular, and then you have to push it back. Then you slide these two shoulder pieces down, which will become like the chest piece of GaoFighGar. And then you can let down the pieces that's gonna become arms of GaoFighGar, and use the support tool to help lower the arm. This here shows I picked the wrong side. See how the screw is facing outward, and that's a challenging when you handle Lena-Go combination here, because you can't see which side to slide on first. So now I'm gonna remove Lena-Go and reattach it on with the right side. Now this is how it should appear when you have the right side of the arms. The next part, we have to transform and attach Stealth Gao III onto GaoFighGar here. So we'll pull out this piece. Here we have the helmet or mask that's gonna become the face of GaoFighGar. You also have to lift up this back section. And now we remove the cover for the hand. Next, it's going to be a very tricky part. We have to slide GaoFigh's arms into this section here, so this can cling onto the back to become one with GaoFighGar. First, you have to kind of lift up the arms like this. Then they have to be slid in place like this. Now after the arms slide in place, you just lift it down again so it can come around the side of GaoFighGar and see these armor piece you saw earlier. Just push it in to clink in place around GaoFigh's waist. Here we have these two side armor pieces clink in place to lock them together, and then we have to lower this part back down. And then we're gonna put this arm onto here, and after attach the arm, the fist is gonna be pushed out. Do the same over here. After the arms are attached, these panels that were holding the arms, I mean the engines, you have to kind of put them back onto the back here. So, and then finally, you close down the helmet, the mask, over the GaoGaiGar's head, and here we have final fusion completed. This is King of Braves, GaoFighGar. Now to finish setting up, just have to twist the arm a little bit. Here we have the very cool looking GaoFighGar diecast figure, and let's quickly check out its articulation. Looks like its head can turn about 45 degrees left and right. This is heavily because it's a helmet attached to both Stealth Gao III and the head of Gaofigh. And you can still move its arm around its shoulder. And we have hands that can move with its thumb and for its finger, but not all fingers has articulation here. The same thing in this hand. And although the knee and the legs of this figure can move, it is still kind of heavily limited because of the heavy weight. So, and the feet can also bend, so it helps with setting up its stance. And the wings can change here into like a thruster form. And these appear to be what this figure can do with its default parts. Now let's see how it looks with the alternate or effect parts. And here we have the alternate head as well as the bigger hands with articulate fingers. So first we'll remove the head by first detaching Gaifigh's head, and which in turn I accidentally snap off the GaoFighGar helmet as well, but that worked in my favor, so now I just have to attach the head on. So looks like we have a more bigger hands for more in proportion, and the face. And with this face, it might be so slightly better than the default face. Does have one extra feature, the neck articulation. Now GaoFighGar can look up with this head. Now let's try on these wing effect parts. And here we have the alternate hand with the G stone glowing mark on it. Here you can make the pose of showing off the G-stone glow on the left hand. You can always adjust the angle of the hand to make the G-stone symbol look more better. One thing I've been missing earlier is apparently in the transformation of Lionel Gao II, you're supposed to lie down these fins although I don't really see this as a good thing when you're trying to work with articulation of GaoFighGar here, because it'll just keep getting in the way whenever you try to move its arms. But however, whenever you put it on display and to try to make GaoFighGar look better, it's probably good to just like set down the fans. But again, whenever you're working on articulation, it's better to flip them up. Next, let's try put the effect parts of the Phantom Ring on, so we can execute the display of GaoFighGar's attack of Broken Phantom. Now you put this attachment piece onto the Phantom Ring like that. Then you just have to slide it on, like the way the engines slide onto GaoFighGar or Stealth Gao III. And here we go. Here's the Phantom Ring, Broken Phantom display attack. And there's another way you can apply the Phantom Ring, even though it's not included in the instructions for this set. But in the anime series, the Phantom Ring can be used for a defensive move. It's called Protect War. So, and in this case, we can just slide it onto the left hand or arm. And then we utilize the articulation in the fingers of this hand. There we go. And this technique is like a shielding technique. If it can also like reflect enemy's energy attack back to it, if it can withstand the attack. Finally, the last alternate parts or hands for this set is these two arms hand put together for the Hell and Heaven attack. And in order to utilize these hands, the arms of GaoFighGar need to like kind of put in the angle which would get in the way of the chest armor. So you need these alternate chest piece to utilize these parts. So now let's put them on. Here I have with the alternate chest piece or breast pieces put on. Now I just have to put the arms in the right angle. And now I just have to attach these fused hands on there. Here we have GaoFighGar putting on the pose, executing his Hell and Heaven attack. Also, you can kind of flip on the booster on his back here. So this will help put on the display for executing Hell and Heaven, which is usually propelled by these boosters in the anime series. Now the last parts in this set is to put these pieces together to form the display stand for GaoFighGar here. there. So here we have the display stand, and now I'm gonna put the GaoFighGar tag on the base here. And finally, you just need to set on the attachment piece on here, and then we just have to slide GaoFighGar onto it. There we go, nice and easy. There is one more piece for the display stand. It's a support piece for combining this figure with the GX69 Goldian Mac to in its Goldian hammer form, and this piece can help hold the Goldian hammer in arm to support it so it can be held in place. But obviously we don't need to use this one now. And with that, we have covered all the basic feature of this set. So it is a pretty nice and great looking action figure set with a decent articulation and very nice structure and very well sculpted to model the GaoFighGar robot it's based on from the anime series. However, despite its articulation, it's a very heavy figure, so it's articulated, but it's not very flexible. It makes it challenging to put on the different kind of poses you might want. Still, it has a lot of feature, as you can see, especially with the metallic wing engine effect parts on the wings, the extra effect parts of the phantom ring for this figure to put on the display of executing broken phantom and protect war. This makes this set a very somewhat unique feature in this set for portraying GaoFighGar from the anime series. If you like those moves, Broken Phantom and Protect War, this is probably one of the best choice of GaoFighGar figure you can select for your collection. Still, its complicated transformation and its heavyweight structure makes transforming its parts kind of tricky and challenging, so you would have to be very patient with it. It's like a lot of heavyweight and complicated transformable action figures. And of course, it's also a very high price figure, but it might be worth it if you're a really big fan of GaoFighGar. And once again, it's probably one of the best choice for collectors who would love to get a GaoFighGar in their collection, but you just have to be prepared to deal with the challenge I just mentioned. This concludes my review for this set. Thanks everyone for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please click like and subscribe to my channel. And please check out other videos in my channel. If you have any question, please leave them in the comment section. I will answer with the best of my knowledge and ability.